All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'll introduce myself here on the next slide, but you are in the easily organized important invoices while working from anywhere session. And that's being ran here by MHC, obviously a complimentary partner with Infor. And my name is Chad Reynolds. I'm a senior product manager here at MHC. And as the title says there, I'm super passionate about AP automation and very excited to be giving you all a couple slides here and then a demo of one of our latest SaaS offerings. A few things about myself. Love sports. I'm having a great time watching all of these NBA and NHL playoffs going on currently. Love being outside. I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina, so summer is starting to kick off in full swing here. And I also love reading all the reviews we get from our customers. You can see all the G2 badges there. I can tell you that all of the feedback and comments and reviews we get from our customers are sort of direct inputs to our product roadmap and the things that we want to work on in the future. So please keep them coming. I read all of them. And like I said, they're critical to our future success. So we're going to go ahead and start here with my kind of shock value slide, right? Automation is not the answer. You're probably thinking, didn't you just say, you're passionate about AP automation? I am. Just bear with me here. I'll kind of weave this thread and you'll see where I'm going. When organizations come to us looking to kind of help automate their AP processes, the first thing that, I don't want to talk about is automation or even their processes, right? And the reason being is I kind of want to talk about what are the outcomes you're trying to achieve first. Might seem a little counterintuitive, but if you focus too much on the automation early on, I usually see that you're probably going to fail in some ways. There are hundreds of different solutions out there on the market you can start using, today, but they won't help you with kind of the end-to-end big picture challenges you're probably facing. And in all likelihood, you might end up automating, a process here in a silo and a process there in a silo. But like I said, you're not getting the full picture and you're not getting holistic value when you kind of focus on the automation, too soon. So expounding upon that a little bit, like I said, when you start with the automation early on, you might gain marginal gains in efficiency, accuracy, and cost. But like I said, they're going to be in isolated processes. They're kind of not really going to give you the benefit that you probably thought they would. And what I like to kind of, approach a problem with is, empowerment, right? Not automation. So to me, empowerment is end-to-end process automation, meaning all of the end users using the solution are empowered, right? They have more time to work on the critical tasks. They're not bogged down with manual work or, a ton of, manual documentation steps and things like that. They have end-to-end process automation. They're empowered and it's, they have all the tools at their disposal to make informed decisions and kind of manage their tasks, as best suits them and their business. So kind of bring back to that first slide there. Automation for us at MHC is not the end. It's just the beginning. So like I said, you can kind of see the flow here. You have all manners of analog and manual processes. You have all of your paper documentation, right? Your workflows. We want to kind of feed those into intelligent automation, which obviously will then lead us to all of our users being empowered. And empowered users are, happy users who enjoy using the tools and platforms that they have available to them at their company. So the challenges that you'll see with most AP automation solutions, like I said, there are hundreds out there, many to choose from, but a lot of the common challenges, slow deployment times. A lot of them are not very intuitive to use. The UIs are kind of not very modern. It's not very easy to figure out where do I need to go next for my tasks, all that good stuff. There are, a lot of blind spots in terms of visibility. And one of the biggest ones is the ongoing tech assistance. If you ever want to make an update or a change, a lot of times it involves creating a ticket or having to pay for professional services with whomever the provider is, right? And obviously that's kind of not doing you any good. You bought whatever this tool is to help you automate everything, and here you are, every couple weeks having to reach out to have something added for you, and that's obviously slowing you down. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce y'all to MHC North Star today. So, this is a no-code, born on the cloud SaaS offering, and it's going to empower your users to digitize and automate high volumes of invoices and payments with fewer exceptions, less data entry, and more visibility and just general insights into all of your data. And it's going to help to prompt the best action out of your workforce. So kind of tying it all together, to that empowerment slide we talked about a little bit ago, we want to empower all of your users to take ownership of their own processes, right? Processes, documents, and communications with the simplicity of a no-code self-service platform, which does not require that kind of ongoing IT support we saw on the last slide. So I'm actually going to give you all a demo here in a few seconds, but a few of the things, I want to highlight that we'll see today are at-a-glance dashboards. So like I said, coming back to that visibility point, displays of graphs and widgets of all your most important information that can be configured and customized to whatever your specific needs are. We'll see our intelligent capture technology, one of the coolest pieces in my opinion. And that is, going to utilize machine learning, artificial intelligence to be able to, extract the field level data from your invoices. Not only that, but it's also going to be able to match up and sync your vendor and PO data from your ERP system in real time. So we'll see all that cool stuff here in a few moments. Customized AP check output. So not only checks, but you can really create anything from email notifications, check templates, document templates. All of that can be created and managed from within the North Star platform. And we'll see what that looks like on the demo today as well. And then the biggest, piece de resistance is the no-code functionality. So easily tailor and configure all of your different workflows, your templates, as I mentioned, your data models with a no-code drag and drop platform that does not require any kind of IT background or advanced, technology degree. You're able to manage all of those things from within your AP department. And like I said, you don't have to create those IT tickets. You don't have to reach out for professional services. All of it can be done in-house, relative ease. And we'll see what that looks like. So without further ado, let's get to the fun stuff. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing here just for a second so I can get all of my demo stuff up on the screen. So just bear with me here for a moment and we'll go ahead and start the demo. I'll probably also turn off the camera just because I'll be looking, all around at different screens throughout the demo, and I don't want that to be distracting. So as we're going through the demo, I'll turn myself off the camera here and I'll come back on at the end to see if there's any questions I can ask. Give me just a couple seconds. So everybody should be seeing the homepage of MHC North Star. If you're not, please just drop me something in the chat here, and I'll make sure I fix whatever the issue is. But I think it's displaying correctly, so we'll go ahead and kick off the demo here. Looks good. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate the confirmation. All right. So like I said, I am logged into North Star, and as I go through this demo, I'll sort of be showing you screens and features based on certain personas, and I'll be sure to call out who we're viewing the product as. So right now, I'm logged in as an AP manager, right? And I'm on my dashboard screen, which is also my homepage. So, when we were building this, we heard from a lot of our current customers, a lot of just market feedback that as an AP manager, it's sort of difficult to manage, all the processes that go along with managing an AP team, right? You have probably multiple reports to let you know, what is aged, what's coming due. It's tough to get visibility into your teammates and how they're performing. So with this dashboard, you're going to get a holistic view of all of your core processes. And like I said, it's just going to kind of give you that information and visibility to be able to go through your day and make informed decisions. So as an AP manager, right off the bat, I have all my urgent tasks here. So I can see the count. I can see kind of a quick little snapshot of all of these tasks, and these are all based on due date. I can easily click on this link to get to the full list. I can kind of, drill into specific areas, whether it's the task itself, the specific project the task is tied to. All of those things I can easily access here from my dashboard. Moving over to the right, I have a view of my team tasks. So I can see how many are unprocessed, what are the aging buckets. If I hover, I get more detail. That's kind of the theme with the dashboard. You can kind of hover and click around to get additional detail without all the different widgets. We'll scroll down here and we have, the invoice summary by status. So same deal. You can hover to get additional information. All of your unprocessed invoices by due date. And we have two buckets here. We have, the amount by kind of due date bucket. And then we also have the count. And you can see here, I can hover over everything. I can click on this link to get to the full list of all of my unprocessed invoices. This is one of my favorite graphs down here. So you're an AP manager, you log in, you kind of scroll down at the beginning of the day, and you can get a super clean glimpse into how are all of my teammates doing. So looking at this kind of example here in this demo environment, I can easily see that Carrie Anders has a high number of unprocessed invoices, high number, of volume and monetary value. So I can look at this, I can reach out to Carrie and say, hey, Carrie, need any help? Do we need to reassign any of these tasks to a different processor? Looks like maybe David or Marilyn have some bandwidth, right? And we don't know. Maybe Carrie's coming off some all-day meetings, coming off some PTO, and that's why she's a little bit backed up. But as the manager, I can look at this graph and kind of, use this to feed, like I said, what kind of conversations I want to have with my team, what kind of, decisions I want to make in terms of reassigning tasks for the day. All that, visibility is here in one view with the dashboard for me to go ahead and make those informed decisions. I can change the time periods up here. I can do a print screen, print this to a PDF. Maybe if I'm going to my team stand-up, I want to give everybody a hard copy of this for review, right? A lot of options with this dashboard, and we're just continuing to add new graphs, new widgets, new abilities to, modify these, move them around, add additional columns if you want. With each release we have. So the dashboard, like I said, it's kind of the gateway into North Star. It gives you all of that visibility, and it's kind of dynamic based on your persona. So right now I'm an AP manager. If I was logged in as an AP processor, I would see very similar information, but it would be specific to my stats, right? I would see my urgent tasks. I would see my unprocessed invoices, right? It would kind of scale based on whatever role I'm assigned in North Star. So the next kind of natural question, you're probably wondering, how does all of the data get in here and feed all of these widgets and graphs, right? So we'll go ahead and transition now into the invoice ingestion piece and how we can get those PDF invoices into the system and how we can start to capture the data off of those and map it to the corresponding fields. So a few different ways you can do it. You can see here we have this get invoice button. So if you want to manually upload your invoices and key the data in, you have that option available. But we want to talk about the automated methods today. So a few different ways to get those invoices flowing in. One is you can just set up, a secure folder location on your side and just have the invoices dropped into that folder and they can be ingested that way. What we'll look at today during the demo is our email ingestion method. So I'll go ahead and find here, I did an example right before we started. So I did this manually. I just picked 3 invoices. We'll go ahead and open one up here just so you can see what it looks like. But I just picked 3 invoices. Let me get back to my email there. And just manually emailed them in to my, my destination. But you can imagine if today you get all of your invoices, and they're going to certain inboxes within your Outlook, whatever your mail service is, you can very easily just create forwarding rules and have all of those automatically ingest into the system without you having to, manually create the email yourself. So for the sake of the demo, I kind of just manually picked a few samples and sent them in. But like I said, you can easily just configure your email to have a couple workflow rules to send all of the invoices to the correct destination. So 1, 2, 3, I have those going into my location here. So we'll go ahead and navigate into my intelligent capture verification queue. And you can see I have 1 task that's ready to be worked on. So I'll go ahead and click get task. And you'll see over here on my right-hand menu, I have 3 tasks. Those are my 3 invoices. So here's the first one. We're actually looking at that now. Here's the second one. And here is the third one. So if we focus on these first two, kind of make this a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There we go. So here is, I think this is actually the one that I clicked on as the example. So you have your PDF image here, and then on the right, you can see you have all of your invoice fields, and you'll notice all the data is already populated, right? So the intelligent capture system, upon ingesting this PDF, it's automatically going through. You can kind of see these, I call them bounding boxes. It finds all those pieces of information, automatically maps it over to the corresponding fields. And for this example, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any kind of manual entry, any kind of verification. Everything is mapped in here correctly. You can see there's no red outlines indicating that a field was missed. And this one is done. It's ready to move on to invoice approval. Same story for our second one here. Same deal. Here's our image. Here's all our captured data. And for this one, you can see that we also were able to find some of the PO information. So like I said, that's kind of one of the big differences between intelligent capture and your sort of traditional OCR. Intelligent capture not only finds all of the information off the PDF, but it can also match and sync that related data, including your vendor information. Here's our vendor name and address, right? Here's our PO line item information that it's found. And it's able to do that because this system is also tied into your ERP. So it's not only extracting all the data from the PDF that was ingested, but it's also matching it up against your ERP to find those additional pieces of information. So same deal with this one, nothing for anybody to do. All the information is captured. It's able to move on to invoice approval. Our third example here, you probably noticed had that red flag. So we'll go ahead and look at an example of what happens if a field is missed. The intelligent capture system needs a little bit of help and what that looks like. So same deal. We have our PDF image here. And if I look over here on my right, we'll see all the information looks to be captured. We have our vendor information synced from our ERP system. We have our number, our date, our amounts. It looks like it just had a little bit of trouble with one of the individual line items. So for these three examples, we had one line item that we had to adjust, right? So you can kind of see the time savings, compared to manually ingesting all of these and keying the data in. For this quick sample set, only one line item had to be adjusted, and I'll show you all how to do that here right now. So you can see line item is red, very easy to identify. This one needs a little bit of help. And like I said, since we're tied into the ERP system, it is super easy. I click on this details button. I'm going to get a live view into the POs as they appear in the ERP. And I can quickly identify what we need to fix. So it looks like for this last one, it should be 10 quantity at 50 unit price. And looks like it just kind of summarized it. It has one case at 500. So I'll just quickly make the change here. 10 each at 50. And now we're triple green. We're good to go. This one is fully verified and it's ready to join his two friends that were also fully captured. So like I said, super easy to go ahead and make those changes. And the cool thing, another kind of benefit of intelligent capture, like I mentioned previously, we'll go ahead and hit the green check mark and send these ones on to invoice approval. The cool thing with intelligent capture is the system learns over time. So for that specific one, I had to modify that PO line item. Tomorrow, when it sees an invoice come in from a similar supplier, the same supplier, it's going to remember, hey, the first time I saw this, I kind of missed that one line item. Chad showed me where to find that. He showed me, what I missed. Next time I see it, I'm going to apply that learning. And, over time, as the system sees the same vendors come through, the same invoices come through, it self-trains, and the amount that you have to go through and manually verify just keep decreasing. So that's kind of one of the main benefits of the intelligent capture method versus OCR. OCR is typically template-based. You have to sort of train the system based on each individual invoice layout. With intelligent capture and machine learning, you don't have to do that. You can just start loading invoices in from day one, and it's going to self-train. It's going to get smarter over time, and it's just going to keep reducing the amount that you have to manually go through and add here a field here or a field there. So we went ahead and we sent those in. You can see here now my station's empty, nothing else to work on. You can set that up to automatically send those two that needed no help through to approval. For the sake of the demo, I just had them pause so I could show you that one kind of manual verification example. But it is very easy to configure that rule to only have that one stick and have those other two just move straight through to the approval step, which we'll see here now back in Northstar. So you can see I'm back in Northstar and I'm now on my invoice work page. And you'll notice I only have one invoice here that's ready for me to approve. And we just worked on 3, right? So you're probably asking, Chad, is your system broken? Is it not working properly? So those other 2, they hit Northstar. They looked at all of the workflow rules, the business rules that I tailored as the customer, and they were automatically approved. So as the AP team, the AP management, whatever you want to call it, I can set up workflow rules, business rules based on criteria I determine to automatically approve both invoices and payments. So a good example here is, you can say, hey, for any invoice that comes from medical supply that is, under $2,000, if all the data is there, just automatically approve it and send it, back to the ERP for payment batching, right? Nobody has to look at it. Nobody has to give that approval. We see those invoices all the time. If all the info is there, auto approve. And you can tailor and configure all of those rules, as many as you want to auto approve versus manually approve. You have that power at your fingertips. So 2 of those invoices hit our auto approval rules, and now those are sitting in the ERP ready for someone to get the payment batched out. We have 1 here that is sticking around for manual approval, and we'll go ahead and see what that looks like. But I just wanted to make sure that I called out, those auto approval rules. Like I said, you can have everything auto approved versus you can have everything manually approved. It's really up to you as the AP team in terms of how do you want to set those rules up. And we'll see how to set those rules up here a little later on in the demo. It is super easy. But for now, let's look at this one that needs manual approval. And you're probably noticing off the bat, you see this red text here, right? Red usually means bad, stop. Why is this red? Let's open this up. So here's the same PDF invoice. Here's all our captured data, but you're seeing here this banner message of invoice duplicate. So what Northstar is doing is it's looking at the invoice number, it's looking at the date, the amount, a few other pieces of information, and it's making a determination that, hey, AP processor, this invoice might be a duplicate. So I'm sure y'all experience all the time, a customer sends in maybe the same invoice twice by mistake. Maybe it's out of, impatience. Maybe they send the same one twice in a week, whatever it may be. And duplicates can be hard to manage. It's super easy of them to kind of get lost in the system, very easy for the same invoice to be approved twice. So what Northstar does for not only invoices, but also payments is it's going to let you know, hey, this might be a duplicate. And then me as the processor, I can make the determination of, yes, it's a dupe, kind of take it out of the queue, or no, this one's good. We can go ahead and keep working on it. So we're in a demo environment. I use the kind of same sample set of invoices. So I know this isn't a dupe. I'll go ahead and unmark it. Very easy to do so. And now we can go ahead and get this approved to join his 2 friends in the ERP for payment. So here's our image. Here's all of the data that we had automatically captured. If I wanted to, if I needed to, I should say as a processor, make any changes here, I can just hit the pencil icon and adjust anything I need to. If I make any changes, those would show up in the history log. So, you would have old value, new value, timestamp of when the change was made. You also have your attachments. If a statement page or anything like that came through the intelligent capture step, you would see all of that attached here. Any comments left? So maybe a previous processor looked at this before me. They can leave a comment. Hey, check out, the date, make sure it's correct, whatever they want to note. And then we have our details. This one's waiting for approval and all of our data. So this one has all the data captured. All we have to do is our GL, and then we are ready to approve this and send it on its way. So we'll go ahead and click on Add GL. So I can go ahead and do my GL here sort of manually by, going through all of the different GL settings I have configured and applying them. Or I can go ahead and click this Apply Last Distribution button. So Northstar recognizes, similar to how the intelligent capture recognizes, invoices it's seen before. Northstar recognizes, hey, I've seen this invoice before. Do you want me to just go ahead and apply the same distro we did last time, right? So I click this button. It's going to automatically apply those 3 line items. I can save my changes. And now I can go ahead. You can see I get the confirmation up there. I will approve this invoice. Same thing, confirmation message. And now it's ready to go join those 2 other ones that we had auto approved. Speaking of those 2, just while I'm on the invoice page, so now we have no documents to work on. We approved that one. If I ever need to go back and find one of those invoices that were auto approved, find that invoice we just approved for, someone's requesting a copy, someone needs to just review it, a week or 2 down the line, however far down the line you need to go, really. I can go to my process tab and find all of my process invoices. I can see that, they were sent to the ERP. I can filter and sort and search for, whichever invoice I need to find. And they are all here stored for me in my process tab. Same goes if we have any that were rejected, because maybe they were a dupe or, the invoice was just not approved. You have that tab. And then you have your error tab as well for any of those that perhaps were missing information, anything like that. So no invoices that are active. We've approved all 3 of them. So now obviously they're flowing to the ERP system. And once they are batched out for payment, we will come to our payment work page here in Northstar. So for those 3 invoices, I went ahead and drew up a couple ACH examples so we can see our 3 ACH payments here for those 3 corresponding invoices we had approved. So I can open these up. I can view kind of all of the information for the ACH payment. I can look at the preview, whatever I need to do. And I can go ahead and do these in batch, or I can generate them individually. So we'll go ahead and just pick one. We'll generate that ACH. So obviously now it's sending that payment information to the bank. And it's also going to send a notification to the supplier, letting them know, hey, this payment's on the way. Here's all your information, right? If I go ahead and actually go to one of my sample mailboxes, which I have set up here, you can see I just got that payment notification. So now I'm kind of logged in as a vendor supplier. I go to my email inbox. I see, hey, one of my payments has been approved. Here you go. Here's all the information you need. Your payment's on the way. And you can actually go ahead and view all of your remittance information because it's attached to that email notification. So there it is on my remittance. And these kind of emails, this is one example, but you can configure and tailor these email notifications, your workflows of whom's informed, your business rules of what's auto approved, what's manually approved, all that using our no code, drag and drop interface, like I mentioned on the slides. And we'll go ahead and see what that looks like here right now. So I am now on one of my workflows from my invoice project. And you can see here I have my kind of basic steps. So right now I'm logged in as what we call the workspace designer. The workspace designer are those who are able to modify, tailor, and configure all of your different workflow rules, your document templates, your email notifications to whatever your needs are. Out of the box, you get a lot of these workflow rules created for you. So you can go ahead and modify the ones we give. You can create new ones. It's very easy to do. We're looking at an example right now of one that was already created, and we're going to go ahead and add an additional step here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. So what we're looking at is actually the workflow that we just ran. So this one is the send task notification workflow, and we just saw that work, right? We saw, we clicked on generate the ACH, and it went ahead and generated an email template. It sent it to the supplier. And this is what we're looking at here. We're getting the data from the ACH payment. We're generating the email body, and we're sending that off to the supplier. So let's say, for example, I wanted to add an additional email template to go to, I don't know, maybe somebody in my treasury team. So I'm emailing the supplier, here's your payment. I'm also going to email somebody in my treasury department, letting them know, hey, this payment was successfully submitted. Maybe it's a high dollar amount payment. Maybe it's, a white glove customer that we have, whatever it may be. You can set that criteria up, and we want to add that additional email. So right now, traditional products, AP automation, you're probably creating a ticket to your IT group. You're reaching back out to the provider to get some professional services to set this up for you. Not with Northstar. What we're going to do, we're going to navigate over here to our process steps. We're going to find email. There it is. I'm just going to drag it in and drop it. I'm going to make sure I connect that step up. I'll go ahead, hit my pencil icon. And this is where I can choose who I want the template to go to, what I want the email subject to be, what email template I want to use, right? Some basic things. I save it, and I just modified that workflow. I add an additional step without having to do any kind of coding, without any sort of IT support, right? I was able to do it myself as the workspace designer within my AP group. So same thing goes for any kind of document templates you may have. Maybe the email template itself that we saw, your check templates, really a web form. But let's go ahead and look at a web form example. So here now we're looking at kind of a similar interface, but this is for a payment request form. So with the web form designer aspect of the drag and drop functionality, you can really create any sort of form you need, a payment request, a contract form, any kind of approval you need. You can create the form from within North Star and then go ahead and use that in one of your workflows to send off for approval, send off to whomever needs to sign it, whatever you need to do. So I quickly, before the demo started, made this little payment request. So you can see I have my vendor name, my date, the amount, all that good stuff. But it's the same kind of drag and drop interface. I can very easily add sections in here. I can make those, dual column. I can drag in text fields and I can give those names. I can drag in, date fields and make those required or not if I want to. I can add another section here and make a multi-select. So, you can see this is a multi-select here. Is this a new vendor? Yes or no? You can set all that up using the fields here on the right. And you can kind of, probably grasp how easy it is to use this kind of document builder aspect of North Star to, like I said, create, modify, and tailor any sort of email templates, any sort of check templates. We didn't look at that one today, but, payment request forms, whatever you need. It's all drag and drop. It's all no code, and you don't need any support from any sort of IT resources, any support professional services, like I've been saying, to do that. You can do it all in-house and you can manage everything yourself. So that was, a full end-to-end demonstration of North Star from invoice ingestion all the way through payment submission. And we also saw a few pieces of how easy it is to use the no-code interface to go ahead and tailor everything specific to your business needs. So we have a few minutes left here. I'm going to go ahead and get back to my slide deck here, if you bear with me for a second. And I will go through, see if we have any questions. And I'll get you all out of here because I'm sure you have some more sessions that are stacked right on top of this one. So I want to make sure I give you enough time to transition over to those. So give me just 1 second here, and I'll go ahead and get the slides back up. And we'll wrap up with a few questions. All right. Good to see you all again. So should be back on the slide deck. It's now a little bit of Q&A. I'll go ahead here and see if I see any questions that have popped up. Bear with me for a moment.
I don't see anything, Chad.
No questions? Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, ton of fun, giving you all a demo of North Star today. If you have any questions or if you want a more tailored demo, you want to see additional functionality, you want, a kind of private tour of North Star and any of the other product offerings that MHC has, please just reach out to us. Our website, it's super easy to request a demo. If you already have a rep you've worked with in the past, reach out to them and we'll be sure to get you on the calendar. And like I said, I'd be more than happy to give you a more detailed demonstration in the near future. So hope you all enjoy the rest of your sessions today. Like I said, my name was Chad Reynolds with MHC, and I had a lot of fun giving you all a tour of MHC North Star, our latest SaaS offering, and hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you.